Someone came over and was talking with me about cancer. And so one of the things I suggested is, have you tried modified citrus pectin? And the person says, no, I never heard about it. And they've heard about Brzezinski and they've heard about Gerson. I said, well, understand that there's a lot you should do yourself before you go see any of the therapists to build up your immune system and to help you. Because in modified citrus pectin, this is for any cancer, by the way, any cancer. Pectin is a fiber. It's a really good fiber. You find it in apples and citrus, some berries. The pectin found in citrus fruits, but not in a modified form, has a lot of cancer, anti-cancer properties. For pectins to be absorbed by the body, rather than passing just right through your intestine, it must be modified to a low molecular weight so it can go through and permeate into the body. So modified citrus pectin is just citrus pectin. It's been modified to make the molecules smaller. It's a result of pH and temperature modification that breaks the pectin into shorter chained carbohydrates that dissolve more easily in water and better absorb. So what do? Well, according to the Journal of the National Cancer Institute, they found that a reduction in the spread of melanoma in a laboratory experiment with modified citrus pectin. Now, there's also studies on breast cancer, inhibiting prostate cancer with modified citrus pectin. In fact, another study involving men with prostate cancer found the PSA doubling time, a measure of the prostate cancer progression, increased in 7 of 10 men who consumed modified citrus pectin for a year in comparison to pre-treatment values demonstrating a reduction in cancer progression. So it helped people tremendously. And what it is you have what is called galactin-3 that enables the cells to recognize and interact with each other. And the administration of pectin prevents the interaction of galactins, thereby reducing cancer cell adherence, aggression, and migration. It also is a great detoxifier. That's one of the reasons that all my retreats, I make sure that we have every day, all day, pectin juices, including the whole lemon, lime, orange, and berries as well. So it's really good, and it's powerful. Also, and by the way, I suggest 1 glass a day. High blood pressure medicine now can cause permanent injury to your GI tract. They've known this for some time, but they still keep selling their drugs. So I just want you to know that the Mayo Clinic reported a link between the celiac-like gastrointestinal conditions and patients who had high blood pressure medication given. So if you've got high blood pressure, look for all the effective treatments outside of blood pressure lowering medications. Get your physician, your healthcare practitioner. Let them know that you end up with sprue-like enteropathy, severe abdominal pain, chronic severe diarrhea, malabsorption of nutrient, significant weight loss, nausea, vomiting, rash, hair loss, irregular heartbeat, chest pain, arthritis, kidney and liver issues, all with these blood pressure lowering medications. There's so many other ways to lower blood pressure. And finally, good information on ginger from Sayer G of GreenMed Info. Quote, ginger has been studied to have value in over 150 health conditions, with type 2 diabetes top on the list. With anti-diabetic drugs linked to increased cardiovascular death, natural alternatives are needed now more than ever. And then it goes into 2,100 published studies on the medical properties of ginger. Wow. So get some ginger. Now, there are 2 good ways to take ginger. Don't take the powder. Instead, get yourself some ginger root, scrape it, and then juice about 1 inch, and then mix that with 1 ounce of lemon juice and 1 ounce of wheatgrass juice, that is a detoxing shot. You take that in the morning, follow it with water, preferably coconut water, and you've just done your body an enormous amount of good. So ginger for all kinds of conditions, but if you're diabetic, it's an anti-diabetic agent. It helps insulin be regulated, and significantly so. That's ginger, and that's our nutrient. Finally, by the way, olive oil antioxidant naturally kills all cancer cells tested within an hour. That's right. That's according to some research, and there was an article published on this that it does not hurt human cells, we know that, but according to a study conducted by researchers from Rutgers University and Hunter College, published in the journal Molecular and Cell Oncology, quote, the Mediterranean diet is known to be associated with a reduced risk of many different kinds of cancer. Whereas the entire diet likely has many benefits, this study pointed directly to the olive oil phenolic compound as playing an especially important role in these observations. As more people turn to the Mediterranean diet as a healthy life option, this phytonutrient, this oleocanthal, is growing in significance as a key active component of this diet. End quote. Now, many healthful plant compounds are known to induce programmed cell death. And in cancer cells, by targeting a specific protein that controls the process. Yet programmed cell death typically takes between 16 and 24 hours to complete, and prior studies had shown that cancer cells exposed to this oleo, O-L-E-O, canthal, C-A-N-T-H-A-L, oleocanthal, that's from the olive, they died within 30 to 60 minutes of exposure. So the oleocanthal was acting very fast. So it's not normal, it's not like programmed cell death, which takes up to 24 hours. This is taking under an hour. So that's terrific. Quote, we needed to determine if oleocanthal was targeting that protein and causing the cells to die. So anyhow, once you open one of those things, all hell breaks loose. And quote, the study showed that once the lysosomes burst apart, critical life-sustaining functions in the cancer cells began to break down, and there was no harm to the nearby healthy cells. Instead, it put them into a kind of stasis or hibernation for about a day. After that time, the cells resumed normal, healthy functioning with no apparent lasting effects. Quote, the mechanisms of killing cancer cells and sparing healthy cells, lysosomal membrane, permeation has been hypothesized as a possible mechanism. So, the takeaway message, olive oil, extra virgin organic olive oil and olives, terrific for you. They have a nutrient in there that can make a difference. And by the way, they're not the only things that can kill cancer cells and inhibit tumors. If I had to give you my list, and let's write them down real quick, here would be the things I would take every day to help prevent cancer. Turmeric. Why? Because it has curcumin. That is the most powerful antioxidant known from the Indian spice turmeric, and it has thousands of articles on it. There's at least 700 studies published in peer-reviewed journals on just some of its healing benefits. Then I would do sea vegetables, nori, hajiki, wakame, arami, kombu, kelp, bladderwrack. Then I would use grapes, grape juice, grape concentrate, grape seed extract, grape powders, and because it contains resveratrol. And resveratrol in grape is a phenolic compound that contributes to the antioxidant potential of red grapes. And it's not only an antioxidant, it's also an anti-mutagen. It reduces oxidative stress that causes cell death. So it's been shown to inhibit the production of tumor necrosis factor. It's just terrific. Chlorella and spirulina, green tea, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, turnips, cabbage, arugula, mustard, collard greens. Those are your cruciferous. Tomatoes and medicinal mushrooms and garlic and hemp oil. So those, put on your list. Makes a difference.